Okay, you ready for game 2?
I'm ready.
You guys ready for game 2? Let's go to picks and bans and see if this is going to be as good as game 1 was. eUnited will once again be first pick.
eUnited, they are kind of on a slow decline here as the split progresses, whereas Noble seems to be kind of climbing currently here. Losing to Allegiance here for eUnited, whereas Noble defeated Allegiance now, and Noble defeating eUnited. I can see that. It's looking in good position for Noble, especially if they win this second game.
I really feel with North America right now, it's any given weekend, a team could beat another team. It's kind of that close. I think Flashpoint at the bottom, LG at the top, and everybody else in between could beat anybody.
That's true. I would have to agree with you on that point. Bellona Susanoo being banned by eUnited. Fafnir from Noble, along with the Serqet. A few options here. You got the Osiris. You got the Terra as well for eUnited. I'm expecting Osiris, though, for eUnited.
I think if eUnited run the same sort of composition again, they'll be fine. Maybe not the Cupid this game, although they did want a little bit more CC, I guess, for the backline if required. What they would need to do, though, is just group up a little bit better. Look for the fights a little bit firmer, and they could run the same sort of composition.
The way eUnited started off that first game, they allowed Noble to make the aggressive plays, punished them for it, and then started grouping in the mid game, which worked out well until they got too ahead and too cocky to be able to dive those tier 2s and the Phoenixes.
Well, over to Noble Esports, they're going to go back to Khepri again. I think Wubbin's Khepri was pretty solid that game for the most part. He sat on the backside a lot of the time and just protected as best he could.
Wubbin has probably had the best game he's ever played, that last one specifically. The way he's been able to, he abducts aggressively when the team fight's over and they're chasing them down. He always will find the abduct root combination just to get the gap closer and to secure any kills, whether it's on Benji or Brazil.
And for me, Stealth had a fantastic game that one, so not a surprise to see him go back to it. eUnited will mix things up here, though. I asked for maybe not the Cupid this game. We get that with them going for the Ho Yi.
The Ho Yi provides a lot of control in the team fight, similar to Cupid, except it's consistent, slow over and over again, whereas Fields of Love, you can kind of avoid most of the damage anyway. All you have to do is just either get a Wing Blade, get a Sprint, or maybe an Aegis it out, whereas the Suns here, you have to wait out that full duration.
God, I'm excited about this game just because I see the changes in the gods. Verizial against Skillan in the jungle, and we've got Thor versus Naja. Who wins that trade out? Naja has advantages, right?
I mean, yeah, you could stun out the Berserker Barrage here, but Thor can just poke you from a distance. Instead, he could just level up his hammer and then just try to get Naja out of these team fights. But the way Skilldown plays a lot of his jungles, Naja definitely fits that style.
Definitely indeed. Rama Hercules, so you're not going to make sure Aquarius doesn't get that Herc, and fair play to him in that last game. Those Earthbreakers and Driving Strikes were big game changers a lot of the time.
That's true. The Earthbreaker as well as the Driving Strike. Not only that, the Khepri roots, the control that all of Noble had in that last game was just too much for eUnited to handle during the later stages.
Kukulkan in response here. Surprising me don't see Poseidon, because Poseidon used to be a big pick, but Kukulkan instead is going to be the choice here. I like it because it's great against Naja, because when Naja uses Fire Wheels, well, you know, you can set it up for Chaos to land a nice big ultimate for free.
And not only that, the distance separation from Kukulkan versus Poseidon, there's just more distance that Kukulkan doesn't need to be too close to the action. Thor can use that Anvil of Dawn, that global presence, and then here comes the dragon.
Not surprised how excited I am about this game now. Just because of how good last game was. It was a 50-minute that could have gone either way. And then we get Kukulkan, Ares, Thor, and then Naja across the way. I'm down for this game. Let's go.
This should be really exciting. Raven being the last pick for Noble to wrap things up. We're going to see the Osiris versus Raven in that solo lane matchup. Two of these bullies trying to constantly get the better end of each other to look for some blue buff invades.
Yeah, we'll see which one gets the advantage at the start of this. Itemization at the start, totally nothing too crazy, although a very early blink for Polar Bear Mike. We never used to see Guardians go for a blink early on. But I guess with the changes to, meditation not being the meta as much anymore, we can see a little bit more of this. This shows Mike is looking for aggression early.
The old Season 1, Season 2 Guardian start here coming out of Polar Bear Mike with that Blink Relic before. It was a 300 gold investment to be able to pick up one of your active slots, but now you can get a free one at level 1, and a lot of people like to play it safe at level 1 to go for a team fight relic or something like that, but Ares has some great opportunities to force out the early beats to allow BaRRaCCuDDa that penetration he needs.
Well, Noble played that very well there. They pushed a full minion wave into the tower, and 2 creeps were dropped there by eUnited. But not only that, they got the purple buff as well to deny a little bit more of the jungle from eUnited. One thing to say about Wukong there, he started off with purification beads here. He went for beads. He's worried about the Ares.
I was going to mention this because last game he started off the Frenzy to start things off, which allowed both Wukong and Wowie just the instant level 1 clear at that dual lane wave to be able to bounce into the jungle out of eUnited very quickly. But the threat of getting pulled by PBM's Ares is no laughing matter.
Oracle's going to go the way of Noble here. No contest coming out from eUnited as they look to farm up the minion waves in the lane, I should say. And keep an eye on the experience in mid. It looks relatively even between the two as it stands so far.
Level 3 on both sides for Chaos and MLC Stealth here. Red buff being taken by a Noble. They're looking for some opportunity to maybe collapse on eUnited, but not wanting to really push the wave under the tower. A lot of maturity here, I would say, for a lot of teams and players, where a lot of people will think like, oh, I pushed a wave, let me go get some more tower chipping in, but instead getting their back harpies. Good efficiency of farming.
So Tony, when I look at this right now between these two teams, if you are the jungle, if you have BaRRaCCuDDa playing Thor here, are we waiting for Skeleton to gank and counter ganking? Because that's where he's going to be most impactful. Or are you rather going to gank yourself and just hope you out-rotate Skeleton?
It just all depends on the timing. If there's no jungle camps to be stripped away from your side or your opposition, then the best thing for you to do is just maybe forcing out some beads, trying to go for a kill on a target that might not even have beads. But it's not going to be very easy for either jungler to really find a kill here. But well, 4 purifications on the side of Noble.
I will say it's a little bit easier than last game to try and find some picks as a jungler, I guess. I mean, there's no Sol in the mid lane this time round. And Thor's matchup against the likes of Toph isn't that bad because the wall limits his mobility for escape.
It's going to be important for Skeleton to just find Chaos. Oh, a blind ultimate!
BaRRaCCuDDa's only level 4. Final judgment from Stealth is channeled. It connects, but it's not enough for a kill just yet. But there's the combo you're looking for if you can find it. BaRRaCCuDDa will be able to sustain back off these minions and now hit level 5. And those 2 ultimates for Noble are down.
That's true, but they got off 50% of BaRRaCCuDDa's health, so they have a little bit of control under the jungle side. They're collapsing around this Gold Fury, but without final judgment, this is a very risky call, especially with Chaos. But he backed. He didn't have mana.
No mana for Chaos, and that's one of the issues Kulkan has in the early stages. Wants to get his items online. You can see the dual lane from eUnited not in position to stop this either. Wukong got hella low there for a second, but it's okay. Noble got what they wanted. Gold Fury for free, and they're back to leading the game. This is the first time they've led a game past 30 minutes in this set.
That's true. Last game, though, Noble got the first Gold Fury at the 9-minute mark, this time beating that record by nearly 6 minutes. Noble are looking like already like a different team, not only from the previous splits, but from the previous game.
Well, 1,000 experience, 1,200 experience, and 1,000 gold, I should say, between the two. PolarBear Mike and PandaCat will get their purple buff for the first time this game. That's a very dangerous dual lane for Wowie to be up against here on this Cernunnos. Ares, one of the most dangerous supports in the game, if you land the abilities.
You just got to keep your distance, and that's exactly what Wowie's doing. He wants no part of that 1v2 action. He's just going to let the wave come to him, and what eUnited did to start things off in the first game, we saw them freezing the wave outside the tier 1 tower. I'm surprised they're not using the same tactic here in game number 2, trying to bait out Wowie to get closer to the wave to give PBM that opportunity to find some chains.
I will say, Toli, when I'm looking at the compositions here, eUnited went for a bit more of a late game strategy here. They were a lot more invested in the early game with the Raven and the Cyrus and even the Cupid. This time around, though, a bit of a different story. A little bit more later aggression from them, with Chaos going to be ramping up as this game goes on, with PandaCat ramping up as this game goes on too.
That's very true here. Chaos needs to find some of those damage items as well as the mana to synergize with the passive here. We haven't seen Kukulkan out of him in quite a hot minute, so I'm excited to see how he's going to transition in these team fights.
Kukulkan, one of those gods that causes a lot of issues for melee characters specifically, especially teams that group up a lot. And when you think about the grouping of this team, it's not that simple for Chaos to really find that much damage on multiple targets. Maybe on Najjar and Landon. Najjar and, Raven will be pretty close together. I don't think we'll see too much damage onto Wukong and Wowie at the same time, although that could happen. And Stealth will be off doing his own thing, probably getting dived by 3 characters.
That's true. Stealth did get dove so many times that first game, but already getting dove again under that mid-wave ultimate being used by both BaRRaCCuDDa and PBM. Beads was not enough to keep his life alive.
Oh, and a solo kill for Aquarius up against Benji. It looks like Benji went a little bit too deep, but hang on, BaRRaCCuDDa's coming. Can he get there in time? Speed buff online. Jumps to his hammer, spin to win. Aquarius still alive. BaRRaCCuDda's low. He's not going to hammer to escape. He's dead.
That last
tower
shot did not
hit.
find its mark.
How did that not go off?
It just did because
Hacks.
Speed buff.
Hacks.
Speed buff on BaRRaCCuDDa.
Hacks, also known as speed buff, okay? Like, let's just go with that. I can't believe he got away with that. He should have died there, man. Speed buff's broke.
Well, the thing was, it was a little nice bait here coming. I think if he held on to that back, maybe he gets out.
That is true.
Maybe he just straight up gets out.
No. He wouldn't have got out with backing. I don't think he would have got away with backing at all.
It was very close, but either way, the overhead kick wasn't even used trying to survive. I'm not sure if that was on cooldown or whatnot. Yeah. Probably was against that 1v1 against Benji, but great solo kill still from Aquarius.
Well, the good news is that the first blood didn't go over to Noble there because of the pickup of stealth in the mid lane. The bad news for Noble is both those kills went to a Thor in the jungle, which gives Thor that little power spike of the gold boost from the first blood, and now the second blood in tow.
Maxing out that hammer as well, so he's looking for that long-range poke.
Not long range anymore. Not going to find the ultimate in mid, though, because straight away looked like Stealth knew the jig was up straight away. I think that ward around those right and harpies totally just caught him slightly as he was ulting to the sky.
And also being able to be in position was Wubbin. I think he heard the Thor ultimate being channeled, which communicated to Stealth, allows him to just dash on backwards, and that dash just creates so much distance that even if BaRRaCCuDDa wanted to, he couldn't hit that ultimate if he wanted to because it was just max range from his original starting point.
Well, Curse in the mid lane on that Kukulkan, working towards that Book of Toth. It's coming along nicely, and when that comes online, it's a huge power spike for a Kukulkan. Obviously, his passive grants you a little bit more damage thanks to the amount of mana you've got in your mana pool.
That's correct, and as the game progresses with the levels, with the mana items, Kukulkan's going to be dealing way more damage. And with the setup from eUnited here, we're looking at BaRRaCCuDDa specifically to be able to set up Chaos with the Tornado, with that Dragon ult.
And that's a big key here, totally, for me, is making sure BaRRaCCuDDa lands his ultimate into a wall, and Chaos trusts him to do that too, because you generally want to pre-fire that ultimate coming out from a Kukulkan. The Spirit of the Nine Winds has a bit of a delay. It's got a bit of a wind-up, a bit of a telegraph, if you will, that will cause a couple of problems for being able to connect with it. But if you've got the CC chain that's perfect, it looks amazing.
And I love eUnited's idea here to take the Kukulkan into this second game here, because the way Noble played the first game in their teamfight presence, they had so much AoE control between the Hu Yi being played on Wowie and the Toth on Stealth. They wanted to take every single teamfight, which is why Noble started engagements 5-on-5 in the late game.
Oh, Tornado here to skin it on just in time. It was a nice, easy pickup. I thought eUnited just gave the game away a little bit too early then for a second. I actually thought they were going to walk around the corner and realize what was going on, but the wall from BaRRaCCuDDa and the chain from Polar Bear Mike was enough to get Chaos that Tornado off.
That's the strength of the maxed out double tap coming out of Thor. Level 11 right now, was level 10 during that encounter. I'm surprised he only has 1 point in that Tectonic Rift. Normally, you want to get 2 to secure the hammer, but securing the Gold Fury...
We've got an interesting one here, because it's Final Judgment versus Spirit of the Nine Winds. Gold Fury got reset, are you kidding me? Luckily enough, they're still going to get it there. Panda Cat gets it. Meanwhile, Aquarius versus Benji, and you get soloed again, Sunshine. No BaRRaCCuDDa to back you up this time round.
Twice in a row, Aquarius doing the plays on the right. Unfortunately, not finding the Gold Fury for Noble, but if Aquarius keeps getting off like this, you're shutting down this Osiris. Not only are you doing that, but you're going to make a bigger impact in these team fights.
But doesn't Osiris, technically as the game goes on, still work out better than having a Raven, right? So this shutdown earlier on is good for Aquarius, but he technically falls off a little bit more than Osiris does, correct?
It just depends on the opportunities that are presented towards yourself, right? Because Osiris can do the same exact thing that Raven can anyway. The question is, who else can create the disruption besides these two solo laners?
Very true indeed. Portal Demon has spawned now, and you can see Noble just inching their way over there for a second, but I don't think they were really after that, just checking on those right and harpies. Benji was already hanging around there, just making sure he's got a wall coverage down. So important to make sure the solos are warding that now, and it's just an extra responsibility for solo laners these days.
Portal Demon definitely needs to be warded. If you're ever a solo laner or a jungler, even mid laner, throw out some wards around that Fire Giant Cave. You'll be surprised at what opportunity is allowed for you to maybe even steal away the Portal Demon.
But looking at the map, it's all red right now. Noble have wall coverage absolutely everywhere on this map as it stands. BaRRaCCuDDa trying to answer the back with a sentry ward just to try and give some vision for his team as the Oracles go the way of Noble as BaRRaCCuDDa and Chaos pick up the speed.
I'm not sure if they're going to go for Portal Demon here, but a lot of members from Noble invested towards that left side jungle. Panic Cat sitting at level 12 here. It hasn't back for his second relic yet, whereas Wowie does have that Aegis complete along with a Shifter Shield. Could even see some more boxing in the left.
Oh, Wubbin gets hit by that chain, and the second one too. 3 for good luck. Tornado connects 2, and that's what eUnited will be looking for. Consistent poke pressure onto this Noble squad, whittle them down to low health, Tolly, force them out of the fights.
And I love the fact that Chaos went for Book of Thoth instead of the normal Gem of Isolation utility style that some mid-mages will do, whether or not you're playing Poseidon or the Kukulkan. It's better to get your damage off now and start ramping up for that mid-game team fight and then work for that utility item to be able to keep everybody controlled.
Just look at this game, Tolly, and look at the player damage and how there's only 2 people above 2k damage. 2 people above 1500 damage,
Both
let's say.
solo laners.
That's so surprising to see, like, with 5 kills.
You can't call that fake damage.
No, I guess you can't.
That's not fake damage.
There's kills and deaths
There's
involved,
deaths
right?
involved. That is not fake damage.
Look at you defending the solo layers. Like, look, it's not fake. We actually do get
real.
kills
We
sometimes.
do things, okay?
Okay.
Aquarius is doing things.
Well, Benji's not, apart from going back to base so far. He's going to have to pick up his pace a little bit better. Last game, he did a very solid job, though, until him and BaRRaCCuDDa kind of went a bit too far forward in some positions. BaRRaCCuDda's swinging around to this left-hand side, and Wowie should be careful, and rightly so. He goes back towards his Tier 1 tower, just recognizing that his rest of his squad of Noble were heading towards the right-hand side.
Vision heavily in the favor of Noble here, spotting these members out here. And the thing about the matchup here for Aquarius versus Benji also is that you could kind of get tempted to be too aggressive now. With 2 solo kills under Aquarius's belt, he's going to need to just kind of relax here and then wait for these rotations from eUnited and start forcing some action around this Portal Demon.
Well, you can also see Aquarius using that little bit of a lead he has up against Benji here, invested into the Hide of the Urchin and a Sunder. First one in this set so far. Sunder will bring down those tanks a little bit quicker, Tolly. And I tell you, the one that I'd be looking at bringing down with that Sunder, the Ares. When he hits that no escape, you make him escape instead.
We're going to be seeing PBM finding the blink no escape every single time, and he's going to be a sitting duck during that ultimate. I think he gets like 50% movement speed penalty while he's channeling that ultimate, but Benji's in a lot of trouble.
In goes Aquarius again. Thorns is online for Benji, doing what he can to stay alive as long as he can. Too little, too late. BaRRaCCuDDa hits 3, and Chaos hits 2. What a revive for Wubbin! No, keeping his boy Stealth alive. Noble looks so much better. They're still in trouble as Gideon's running for his life. Chaos wants the kill, and he'll spit on him in the face to make sure he falls down.
The bees being used just to negate the slow from Aquarius Tornado, just to clear the wave. Aquarius wants this Tier 1 tower. Wubbin with that hot clutch revive. It was a great setup from BaRRaCCuDDa, allowing Chaos to get an ultimate through the jungle side, but Wubbin keeping his mid laner alive.
But what I said, though, exactly that's what you're hoping for, is BaRRaCCuDDa sets it up, and Chaos trusts him to connect, and that's exactly what happened. Hits 2 to 3 targets with that Spirit of the Night Winds. Just unlucky, if anything, that Wubbin was just so on his game to be able to get that ultimate off. I believe he burnt his beads there to save his teammate.
And honestly, it's Noble's discretion to try to figure out the best timing to gank Benji here. He's too tanky now. He has Silver Breastplate, he has Mystical Mail, and then the way his passive work obviously making him more tanky as well. The time it took to kill this one soul lane got allowed for everyone from eUnited to find some more on their own.
7 kills in just under 15 minutes so far. Pace has kind of kept up where we left off in the last game, and you can see by the lead, it's nobody's right now. Benji having that Mystical Mail now, starting to catch up in the damage numbers to that of Aquarius. Wubbin's going to respect that a little bit, but the pressure on this side of the map, where BaRRaCCuDDa now just gets to get a free blue buff stolen away. Kaskili's busy trying to gank Duole.
And look at the player damage off of that one team fight. Both BaRRaCCuDDa and Chaos just topping the charts here with that Wabo combo. Feeling very confident to start up this Portal Demon.
What a great call from eUnited here. This is a freebie. Don't even think they need to use the ultimate, and rightly so. I think Chaos could have burnt it for safety, but he realized there was nobody there from Noble. Noble just made a small mistake and get punished with it.
Yeah, PBM was doing a great job zoning against MLC Stealth, and without having to worry about that final judgment, you're going to be holding on to your Spirit of the 9 wins every single time. And without that ultimate, that could allow Noble to try to go for a team fight instead. So holding on to that ultimate allows Chaos more flexibility.
Golfury only just got started by Noble. They were trying to catch Polar Bear Mike on the rotation from mid, but this has actually brought a better window for eUnited to get in position. Keep an eye on the Spirit of the 9 wins. No escape used. Looking for the ult, but Golfury's reset again. Still the damage coming down as BaRRaCCuDDa is now dunking in as well. PandaCat got hit up by Skeletron, but he's going to stay alive. The Wild Hunt from Wowie got absorbed by the Aegis, but still got turned into a pig. BaRRaCCuDDa trades out 1 for 1 as Stealth picks him up, but now it's eUnited on the run. Polar Bear Mike's getting low. Benji's just trying to peel and create room for eUnited to disengage from this fight.
Trying to find something. eUnited, they trade their jungler for the support, but the more important factor was that they stopped the Golfury attempt out of Noble. They can't allow this team to start ramping up the way they've been doing. That early 30-minute Golfury from Noble was responding in kind yet again from eUnited, but stalling the game out even further, trying to get back into it.
110 damage difference between the two teams. That's how crazy that fight was. The gold difference actually went in favor of the team that didn't have the most damage. That's how close it was.
It's just madness here, honestly. This whole entire set between Noble and eUnited, these middle-of-the-pack teams here showing what they're really made of. They are outplaying the current score that's under their standings.
I completely agree. And if they can continue like this could be an exciting end of the split in summer here. All the teams really want to go to Valencia. Obviously, the Europeans have a bit of an advantage there, being a little bit closer to home. Oracles being contested and stolen by eUnited there. Noble, we're a little bit worried about the engaged potential coming out, but now eUnited can relieve a bit of pressure there now, having that extra ward for a few moments.
Unfortunate circumstances for Skeletron, as he didn't pull the Oracles too far back, and once he used the ring bounce, it was still in range to bounce towards the Gold Fury. If he pulled out the Oracles farther away to not allow the rings to bounce towards the Gold Fury, then he would easily secure that.
Well, Gold Fury is available for both teams to look at again. It's 1-1 in Gold Fury's now, and it's all about the ultimates from Chaos and MLC Stealth, because they have the secure potential. Maybe Stealth won't get in range this time, though. Gold Fury goes down. eUnited get it. PandaCat credit with the kill with the Suns. In the sky, Skeletron took BaRRaCCuDDa for a wild ride, and Woman to the rescue yet again.
Capri first pick and first into the action yet again. Noble showing why they heavily prioritize not only Capri for Wubbin, but just Wubbin's pick in general. Whenever he's playing a god that he's so comfortable with, we're seeing his true potential.
Tier 1 tower looked at by Noble here, trying to bring it down, but keep an eye on Benji just hanging in the wings in case.
Those ring bounces actually stopped the blink from PBM.
Oh, did it?
You saw him swing his sword, and he tried to find the blink there, and he just could not.
But in the end, it stops Noble getting a tier 1 tower, which granted means eUnited come out on top of the Gold Fury kill they got a few moments ago. So they've got a bit of a gold lead for a few moments' time. We'll see how long as Benji decides, hey, Aquarius, should we fight again? I know I've lost twice to you, but I think I've got a chance this time.
You know, third time's the charm. That's what Benji might be thinking to himself here. Blue buff on both of these soul laners. Aquarius sitting at about half health, but at level 17, if you're going to allow yourself to get soloed at level 17, that just means you're AFK.
Let's be honest as well, though. Give credit to Aquarius where it's due. Benji is known for being a murderer in the solo lane. He's hyper aggressive and very, very good at the solo lane. Aquarius going up against him, and he's also playing Cyrus and managing to solo him twice. Whether Benji made mistakes or not, credit where it's due. Aquarius has done work in that lane today.
And honestly, the way he itemized favors the boxing exchange. He has the Gladiator shield. There's no real reason for Benji to ever want to take any of these fights, because not only does the Robin get a health shield for after every 8 in-hands, but he's going to be gaining health and mana after using an ability now.
May just walked into the jungle at the wrong moment because the rotation from Noble was on. eUnited's trying to follow suit as Benji's focused down. Abduct is down from Wubbin, and in the skies BaRRaCCuDDa. He'll go straight in towards Stealth, and the beads are used. Wall cuts him off. No escape for Wubbin. Or is there? No, pull back into danger. Revives in place. Tornado's currently down. Skilly tucks BaRRaCCuDDa to the sky, and the final judgment from Stealth. Plus the extra damage will be enough. And Polar Bear Mike is still in trouble. The tornado from Chaos did some work, but not enough to bring down Noble.
Still trying to survive. PBM trying to run away. Tornado buying a little bit of time, but Aquarius and Wowie on the backhand side, whereas Benji's trying to do the same exact thing. Wowie taking out Chaos.
And now the fight is on for PandaCat, who's finally getting some player damage, but not enough. Still, Benji fighting in place will pick up one, but go down to Aquarius. In the end, it's a 4-for-1 in favor of Noble. Fire Giant?
Maybe. PandaCat doesn't have ultimate, has the red buff. One Ricochet could look to steal it without any sort of final judgment, but it looks like they're going to play it super safe here. BaRRaCCuDDa is about to revive, and look at his relic selection. He has a teleport available.
How crazy is that, though, Tolly? 9,000 damage done by Noble, 11,000 done by eUnited, yet Noble win the team fight 4-1. Granted, Woban's revive comes into play yet again there, keeping himself alive to turn that around, but Noble are playing very well.
All these revives from Woban have just been so clutch, whether it's on himself or his teammates, saving Skilladon after fighting the pick onto BaRRaCCuDDa during the Gold Fury, saving the life of Stealth during the Tier 1 solo lane tower, then saving himself any single time.
Left-hand Harpy's going to go to PandaCat here, hit level 18 so far. Want to see more of an impact from him. He did secure a Gold Fury, and we've got to take that into account because that was an important Gold Fury for eUnited. But since then, he's been very farm-focused, and to be fair, PandaCat can be like that. BaRRaCCuDDa looking for Stealth in mid, knowing the beads are down, but Stealth just jukes it out nicely. However, the tornado didn't tick. Is that enough damage? The sustain, the damage reduction coming out there from Woban to help him out with the Rising Dawn helped a little bit. I don't think he would have fallen, though.
No, I don't think he would have. He would have probably had to maybe force out an Angus or something. Skilladon looking for the wraparound potentially under that mid wave here, but Portal Demon being started from eUnited, respecting the fact that Stealth had to back.
Exactly, Stealth's in base, which means eUnited want to commit, but the bad news is they're not that confident. In goes Mike, blinks on two. Ultimate is down, pulls in Woban. Woban gonna eat the ultimate as well. Portal Demon's still fine. Woban will revive. The tornado ticked him up too healthy, and so Woban can walk away. Skilly versus Benji. Mid lane was going on meanwhile. Skilly did not enjoy that trade up against the mystical male Osiris. But Portal Demon still aggroed here, being chipped away at. Stealth has his ultimate ready. In goes the ultimate, but eUnited get the Portal Demon.
Wild Hunt being used as well. Skilladon trying to sustain in the mid wave, but it's actually going to be a disengage from Noble. They don't want to just be overextended quite yet, especially with eUnited being able to bounce back from their base, going back into the action with that portal.
What a fight between these two it is. We're still even, Tully. Like, there's no separating these two teams right now. Experience, marginal advantage, I'd say, towards Noble. Gold, as you can see, even. All towers still standing outside that tier 1 on the right-hand side that went in favor of Noble. eUnited starting the fire with only 3 members. I'm not so sure about that one, boys.
Risky. Chaos's ultimate was not available. It will be momentarily here. Maybe they're trying to bait out Noble in a sticky situation, but they're not taking the bait quite yet. They're very comfortable with the amount of vision that they have all across the map.
Keep an eye on those mid lane mages now, too. They're slowly creeping up the damage charts, and that will get worse as time goes on because both of them are on track to finish Rodder Tahuti off next. Can we see gold in hand, please? I just want to see how close they both are. They're both the same point too. This Gold Fury is so important.
900 gold away. Gold Fury spares the 9 wins. Will secure it for Chaos and his teammates, but Skilladon finds PBM in the air.
Still a tank, no, so Ares may still survive for the time being. Final Judgment didn't hit, and Skeely's taking a world of hurt by the chains from Mike. Mike's still alive, looking to juke out, stunned by Stealth. Still alive until Aquarius cleans him up. Meanwhile, on the backside, you see the fight still going on as they're trying to pick up Skilladon. And finally, they do. PandaCat's in hand gets it for him. Or was it the Ricochet? Who knows? Tornado connects onto Aquarius, forcing him back. Noble health bars are below half. They're going to fall back here 1 for 1. Gold Fury goes to eUnited.
I'm shocked. Only 2 members out of 10 died here in that one team fight. Just... what was that, 4 rotation of cooldowns from every single member there during that, but Noble respond with a tier 1 tower of their own. They're able to still pull it back a little bit, looking for some of these invades. They know that the defensive relics out of eUnited are just not available.
A little bit risky looking for the speed buff here, and Noble and Aquarius ate way more than expected. Look at how much Panda's swinging for. Chins are online, power's there, and Panda wants to commit because he's got Benji coming too. Aquarius has to dip out round the left-hand side. The rest of Noble run through the channel corridor towards the tier 2, but the Lord of the Afterlife is here. The tether was on, but Benji decided to surrender it. Are they looking for the speed and fire, maybe?
I mean, that's what it's looking like to me here, Hindu, man. I'm surprised that BaRRaCCuDDa wanted to commit there, but Benji peeled back. I think one of the call was made from one of the backliners to try to go for the objectives instead here. Forcing out the ultimate out of Aquarius was a key factor here to allow eUnited some more control as they siege this tier 1 mid.
So a bit of pressure in mid and a couple of minions. They're going to get Panda to chip away at the tier 1 tower. 5 members of Noble are back here, and Aquarius going to root Polar Bear Mike in place. Obviously, the extra reduction in CC coming out from Ares, making a big impact in these fights against these sort of abilities now, Tolly.
That's true. Whenever you bolster the defensives, you're getting the crowd control reduction for yourself and your teammates to be able to survive a little bit longer, especially if you connect on some of these chains here. So eUnited forcing something here, maybe Fire Giant?
I don't think so. I think they've been a little bit more passive than last game, and I think the aggression from last game was too much, and I think they could have bit off a little bit more at that Fire Giant just then, but they're going to play it relatively safe with the 2k lead they have here and see as this one goes on. With the amount of action we've had, Tolly, I'm surprised we've only got 2 level... It's not unsurprised, sorry, I should say, that we've only got 2 level 20s so far in this game. It's Panda Cat and it's Aquarius who are the level 20s right now, because everyone's been fighting so much, they've not had enough time to farm.
You know what's interesting here is that Panda Cat didn't go for Rage this time around compared to the last game, despite his team winning some of these team fights every now and then. I think he just looked at the last game and was like, man, never lucky, right? Like, I built Rage, we were winning when I built Rage, now we started losing, no more Rage.
And credit where it's due. I mean, he's caught up in the player damage a little bit to at least match where Wowie was. At the moment, we'll see as the Hunters do develop their builds a little bit more, their damage will climb and climb and climb as the longer into late game we go.
Soul Laner's already climbing that player damage chart at the very top. Aquarius benefiting from these team fights by going for that Height of the Urchin, sitting at 6 out of the 10 stacks. That's a good amount of protections thus far. It's giving him a total right now at 53 protections for both physical and magical.
Charlie, I got a question for you here. Over or under the last game time? What are we expecting? What do you expect? Over or under? I think it was like 50.
Oh, from the last game?
Yeah.
Definitely under.
Definitely
There's
under?
no way the second game.
It doesn't look like that will be the case because the tier 1 towers are falling a little bit quicker this time round. At 27 minutes in, we've had a couple more removed. The grouping around the Fire Giant, very important. You can see BaRRaCCuDDa has been the one that's been sent to the left-hand side because he has teleport. 2 teleports for eUnited here. They can juggle, go into that far side of the map to cause issues.
We talked about the split push potential from Skilladon's Bastet in that first game, but without the teleport, it's not an option that he really wanted to do. Portal Demon being started by eUnited and secure, but it's now Noble forcing something.
And Benji's going to get the Terra onto 2. Wobbin could be in a bit of trouble there, but he's just going to walk away. Blink used by Skilladon defensively there. You saw that. Very worried about his positioning as Portal Demon goes to eUnited and everybody just falls back to their own half of the map.
The problem with Naja is, like, if you don't use your Blink defensively, you're going to have to use your ultimate anyway, so you might as well hold on to the ult for an offensive tactic here, but BaRRaCCuDDa has Mangai's Blessing, not going to be able to get in the sky against that one.
Yeah, but the Magi's Blessing, you know, that's the main thing really, isn't it? Just to avoid some of the hard CC, and there's not that much on the side of Noble, and that hard CC, very important for Noble to set up off, so Abduct cancelled out. As well as that, you've got the stun coming out from Stealth in the mid lane on Toth, and then finally Skilladon with either of the 2 sashes.
That's true. There's going to be a lot of good defensive options for BaRRaCCuDDa to just continue using that Berserker Barrage without potentially any interruption.
Tornado and Spit on. The damage from Chaos is enough. Panda wanted to secure the kill, but it wasn't even required. Skilly just face-checked a corner and met the 2 damage dealers of eUnited. This could be a free gold.
That's just the one problem here for Naja without having any teammates by his side. It was a very easy, clean pick for eUnited, and now an easier and a cleaner Gold Fury.
Chaos gets credit for the kill on the Gold Fury, is now eUnited grouping up as 5 against 4. Polar Bear Mike with a fantastic blink ult, gonna get 3 sets of beads off of Noble, and into the sky goes Thor.
BaRRaCCuDDa landing onto 2, Stealth in a lot of trouble, finding the revive onto 1, but wow, he can't survive.
Chaos's ult was amazing there. He knew Wobbin was gonna keep his teammate alive, so he gave him the old rope-a-dope and fired the ult towards Wowie. Great play from eUnited. Aquarius split pushing for the tier 2 will answer back the tier 1, but I don't think he can stop the Fire Giant that eUnited are starting up here.
No, not quite at all. Not having teleport in position to find any sort of wiggle room here. It's going to be the first Fire Giant of the game going in the way of eUnited. The question is, how does eUnited convert this advantage on all 5 members with Fire Giant? They don't want to really take a team fight against Stealth necessarily.
Agreed.
And Skilladon to be able to just find one person slipping. As long as they have vision of Skilladon, eUnited should have this in the bag.
Should be split push though, right? 2 teleports, send whoever's got the teleport up to the other lane, maybe the tier 1 on the right-hand side, send the rest of the squad to the left-hand lane here, and when the teleport's used or on cooldown, you switch it up. You send the Osiris there instead, or the Thor there instead. Abuse the teleports, abuse the map, force Noble to fight you 4v4 against a Fire Giant, or even 5v4 if you're lucky.
As long as you have the vision, then yeah, this strategy certainly should work for eUnited as they have Fire Giant for another 3 minutes or so. They need to start knocking down some of these tier 2 towers because the lead that they have now is relatively comfortable at about 6,500, but if they get these 3 towers, that 6,500 becomes 11,000.
Well, the builds are starting to finish yet again, and I can see a Fatalis coming out from Worry this game on the Cernunnos. Different story, as we said, for PandaCat in this game. Penetration, really the focus on with those chins to bring down some of these tankier targets. BaRRaCCuDDa is split pushing the right-hand side. Meanwhile, eUnited committing to mid, which I think is wise, because they can use the Thor ultimate from that sort of distance and still make an impact.
That's exactly what he did. He used the hammer to cut the distance a little bit further, blinking in, finding the chains onto Wowie. He does get pulled, but he uses Aegis.
And the ultimate from Woman at the same time. BaRRaCCuDDa comes down onto Aquarius. They really want Skilladon, who's going to ult away to safety. Meanwhile, eUnited get the tier 2 tower. Now switch to the right-hand side for the tier 2 here. Lot of ultimates from eUnited burn. In fact, every ultimate from eUnited has been used, which means they may have to slow down for a minute, totally knowing that Noble have a couple in reserve.
Just wait that 90 seconds for the ultimate while they still have Fire Giant buff for another 2 minutes, giving them a small window to still capitalize on the last remaining tier 2 tower on the left-hand side. And Noble, they secure themselves a very comfortable 10,000 gold lead.
I'm looking at the builds coming out from Noble towards the tail end here. Looks like we may see Stealth go for a Gem of Isolation towards the end of this build for a little bit more CC options, at least slows in this game to slow down the advance of eUnited. And with a Fatalis on Worry too, that's a nice little combination for them.
I think it's going to be an E-Staff actually. I'm pretty sure he built the E-Staff that last game. Once he did sell off that Bummer's Mask, he was able to do even more damage in these later team fights.
Well, I was talking about the Gem of Isolation potential on Toth, but I'm pretty sure we'll see it on Chaos in this game too. He's starting to work towards it now after selling off his starter item.
That's true. There's more potential to keep members locked down with a Gem of Isolation onto Kukulkan as opposed to a Toth, because whether or not you get hit by one of those ticks from Toth, that tornado will be taken on you for at least 5 times.
Well, Fire Giant's not got much time remaining, but eUnited want to use it to get the tier 2. Noble respecting eUnited here and that push power, so they'll fall back and defend the Phoenixes, where Benji and BaRRaCCuDDa were currently looking towards the middle tower. Now Noble have to pay attention to the left-hand side too.
Ooh, Wobbin gonna get stunned out, the chains connecting as well, eating the tornado, having to retreat and heal up off of that fountain. Could give eUnited a small window to get the
sky
Phoenix
early on. Who's he going to go on is the question, or is he just trying to do a global satellite? Looks at Skilladon cramming down onto him. Skilladon's going to sash in place. Someone gets ulted by Woman. The ultimate revives Skilladon. Meanwhile, the ult out from Chaos isn't enough to get a kill. Aquarius is still alive. PandaCat, get the in-hands off, son. That's your job. Benji has to secure the kill as Stealth will can pick up BaRRaCCuDDa. Skilly's falling down too. Benji gets a double. Panda now has a chance against Stealth, but he's so low on health.
The dash, the stun connects onto Chaos.
Double kill.
Stealth with the double onto PandaCat. Now in a 3v1. Benji
Nobody's gonna win this fight.
Trying to find one. The stun needs to connect here. The triple not on the mark, but Wowie will get credit with that one. That's a deicide against the Fire Giant team.
What went wrong from eUnited there? What exactly? Did they go too deep? Because I couldn't work out what went, because you saw BaRRaCCuDDa went onto Skilladon. Meanwhile, the rest of the team were focusing the characters around the Phoenix. It just wasn't enough damage. They didn't secure the kills.
There was 2 things that I'm looking at specifically that went south for eUnited. One was Chaos's ultimate not on the mark. He tried to kill the reviving target onto Skilladon, right? Second one was PandaCat not hitting those in-hands onto whoever it was that he was chasing down, and then Skilladon took advantage of it by just taking him to the sky.
True. And one thing I will say about MLC stealth towards the end there, after using the evade and punish, he could have shot Benji in the face.
For that triple
kill.
But
the thorns would have killed him. He held it because of the thorns.
Didn't notice.
And it was such a small little detail that could have been a difference between him dying and Benji making this less impactful for Noble here. But with having a full health Wowie and Wubben, they should be able to get gold on this side. Maybe it's a little bit concerned about a Fire Giant rush coming out here from eUnited. They're starting to group on that right-hand side already, but Skeleton and Aquarius are waiting nearby.
A Noble, they really want their red buff to be secured here. Stealth and Wowie with a red buff of their own, able to strip that away from eUnited, which means this next team fight is just going to tip the damage charts in Noble's favor.
Pole Demon getting very low. Ring toss is out, ring toss is down, but eUnited get the Pole Demon and immediately fall back to their half of the map once more.
The gust from Chaos is just too strong. Ring bounce is not enough to be able to steal away that one, but eUnited, they walk away with still a slight lead here. They get those 3 tier 2 towers. They don't get the Phoenix, but they could still fight into this Fire Giant attempt.
And the big key now is there's only 1 tier 2 tower remaining on the map. So the next fight could cause Phoenixes to fall very quickly, especially if the Fire Giant is available. Mike's a little bit far forward here, getting collapsed on immediately with it, but he's going to use his no escape. Pull nobody in. Sun's down by PandaCat there, predicting people would get pulled. Benji goes to the back. No, the beaten off BaRRaCCuDDa. Chaos through and takes out Stealth. Wubben's running for his life as Chaos gets a double. Panda giving chase. Ricochet hits Wowie, but the Aegis absorbs the damage. The spit from Chaos, the tornado, but Wubben has to revive. Phoenix, eUnited, can they close here?
PBM blinks, he's trying to find some more kills. The gust not on the mark onto Chaos. Tornado not being used either, but the right side Phoenix will go down. It's a 5-on-3 Hindu man, and I don't think they're going to aggress towards the Titan Room quite yet. They want to secure themselves the Fire Giant first.
What did they have up? Wowie was up, Skele was up. Okay, yeah,
PBM was low. PBM was too low.
For me, it's mainly seeing the Najar up is the biggest issue, because the Najar ring toss will do a lot of damage to the whole group of them. There was some health bars that were a little bit lower than others. I prefer the call from eUnited to fall back for the Fire Giant, but they've got to be careful because Wubben's on one side, Skele on the other. I don't think, though, the Noble want to contest quite clearly. Skele don't recognize he wasn't going to get there in time, or just didn't know it was being done. So instead, eUnited have a major advantage in this game now. Fire Giant around 5 of them, and not only that, Phoenix already down.
Without Stealth being there for that final judgment, there's no real opportunity for Noble to steal that one away. So it's a great, safe, calculating play to be able to just give away this objective. They defended the first siege with the Fire Giant squad out of eUnited, so I'm expecting a second time around.
BaRRaCCuDDa looking to come down. Skeleton takes one up, and that was PandaCat. Meanwhile, the ult misses from BaRRaCCuDDa, but the wall stops Stealth. Stealth Aegis is the Spirit of the Nine wins. Big old Ares ult coming through for PandaCat to secure it with the Suns. Aquarius went to the back line. Stealth, though, deleted PandaCat on the back with the final judgment. Both Hunters are dead, and both teams are going to lick their wounds back in base.
There is no Hunter for either of them, and without a Hunter, you cannot continue these Phoenix sieges. It's just too difficult. The damage from PandaCat with Fire Giant and his itemization choices just absolutely shreds these Phoenixes, and this is going to stall it out for another 40 seconds.
As a spectator, this is the most fun set of Season 4 so far for me. Obviously, some pros will look at this and go Calamity of Errors, Clown Fiesta maybe, but for a spectator, Tully, this is fantastic.
16-16 at the 38-minute mark here. Now, despite some sloppy mistakes here from both teams occasionally, they're not afraid to commit into the action. They're willing to take some of these plays, whether or not it may be in their favor, and thus far, you can't even tell which team is actually going to win the second game.
Well, interestingly enough, just keep an eye on Stealth's build. You were correct, Tully. He went for the Ethereal Staff here, and instead, he looks like he's gone for Chronos Pendant. I thought we may have seen a Soul Reaver. Not the case. He went for Chronos Pendant, and as I'm talking about the mid lane mage builds, Chaos goes back to base, and he picks up a Polynomicon. That is going to do a lot of damage if he can find those basics. He's a guy who likes to play Agony. You should be able to land your in-hands.
That's very true, and he has great setup opportunity here with PBM constantly finding people with the pulls. Whether or not he finds Wubben alone, he doesn't necessarily need to commit with Spirit of the Nine Winds now that he's this full build with this Polynomicon.
Well, you heard the pop of PandaCat's 3k potion, and BaRRaCCuDDa's also got one for himself too. They've given BaRRaCCuDDa the red buff here. PandaCat's the one with the speed. They want the mobility for PandaCat to get away. I'll tell you what though, Stealth just snuck him out in the background so beautifully last time round. That kept Noble in this game, but it's still in eUnited's position for at least another minute or two with this Fire Giant belt still wrapped around their waist.
All it's going to take is one final judgment, despite speed buff or not. If PandaCat's not paying attention here, Stealth will easily find a kill. Every single time thus far, he's almost leading the top of the player damage charts. Chaos has been the fortunate result of that one with such great setup from both BaRRaCCuDDa and PBM.
Wobbin chained twice and eats the spit from Chaos, but it doesn't cause him enough problems to be forced all the way back. Bit of room for PandaCat to chip at the Phoenix, but no minions there just yet. Skilly eats a lot of free damage and goes straight for the ult onto Chaos. Chaos is in a lot of trouble here and he's already dead. Whoa, he's Wild Hunt picks it up. No escape from PBM, gets no one. The ultimate going to revive him. I should say the brace that keeps him alive for the time being, as now it's eUnited that have to fall back. Thanks to a great play from Skilly. I thought he made a misstep, but instead he takes Chaos up. Bees didn't save him.
He wanted to be that close to Chaos just to get off his ultimate confirmed. Couldn't find the Aegis in time, unfortunate for Chaos. Had he Aegis as he gets taken to the sky, he negates the first 2 hits of the Naja ultimate and then could easily survive from that point on. But hey, who needs Fire Giant? Not Noble. They're still defending.
And defending well. They've got their Phoenix on the right-hand side back up now. The Pole Demon will go to eUnited, and smart for them to take that before this next Fire Giant respawns. It's a minute time now. Pole Demon lasts roughly 45 seconds, so that's going to be down before the next Fire Giant fight. But in fairness, Toli, we're back to an even game with that Phoenix being respawned now. One team fight, it could be game.
Every build has been complete here. You're looking at all 6 slots for each and every single player here. With the exception of Wobbin here, he's still working on that one last Mantle of Discord, more than likely.
Rip supports, man.
Noble.
Rip support. Tells you the story of a support here, Toli. 40-minute game, back and forth, you don't even get your build finished.
Yeah, but BaRRaCCuDDa, he's
so
not in range.
That felt like a bit of an individual play, looking for a one-trick pony of like just maybe getting hold of Skilly done if he could find him.
Possibly.
Knowing Skilly's beads are down.
That's
like,
true. That's true. And especially with Mad Guy's Blessing for BaRRaCCuDDa, he doesn't have to worry about getting turned around.
Well, it's this time of the day to make a big play for your team. Who's going to step up from these 10 players? One of them has to. One of them has to make a game-changing ability, ultimate escape, something that will just give him the win. It could be just a 1 point each scenario here, Tully. That's crazy.
Well, BaRRaCCuDDa defended his Sentry Ward, but it cost him his Mad Guy's Blessing bubble as Aquarius was able to find the route onto that one. Nice little wall from BaRRaCCuDDa. That Fire Giant is absolutely just melted.
But where is Noble? No one from Noble is here. They're happy to just give it up again, I guess. They've defended against their Phoenixes 3 times, and this will be the 3rd time in a row, I should say, that they're going to have to do it again because they're just not comfortable looking to try and contest the fire or quick enough about it.
I mean, there's no Spirit of the 9 wins to have to deal with, so maybe Noble wanted to bait out that one cooldown to win this next team fight.
I mean, let's be honest though, Spirit of the 9 wins in the late game. The cooldown doesn't take that long to come back up.
If Noble clean all 5 members of eUnited without losing anyone, they win the game from one single push down the mid lane.
30 seconds on the Spirit of the 9 wins for Chaos there. Thank you, cameraman. Mid lane being looked at here by eUnited. I would have liked to see them really just go and take that right-hand one just to put a bit more pressure there. I understand they're trying to send Benji to that side, allow him to whittle it down. He may be able to take it on his own. But if they send the whole squad, it's a free Phoenix, and then they can split the difference on the other 2.
That's true. There's a lot of different tactics that you could do in terms of trying to take advantage of a respawn Phoenix, but no, eUnited, they just want to group down the mid instead. Benji is one of these tanky targets that could look for the cleanup instead, and if he's keeping Skilladon busy, this is a huge win for eUnited.
The main thing is clearing the minions out, and Noble did that on the right-hand side. Is it mid lane? Polar Bear might going to get some nice chains off on Wobbin and Wowie. No commit, however, from eUnited this time round. Skilladon eats a little bit of damage from Benji, and Skilladon's job is to keep this Phoenix down on the right-hand side. Full minion wave now coming through. Luckily enough, the minions respawn at the same time. Still 4 members of eUnited grouped in the mid lane, looking to keep the siege on.
Look how far back Stealth is, trying to find off the poke from a distance. BaRRaCCuDDa is going to the sky, looking looking for potentially stealth.
Too forced. He's going to hold it as long as he can. Woman could be the one in trouble. Here's the ult onto him. Woman's already dead. No ultimate this time round. Spirit of the Night wins. Misses everyone completely. Skeleton takes out one. Buddy goes down at the same time to Chaos. Aquarius dives to the back. He's looking for the dragon. The dragon dance is good so far. But Wowie and Stealth have been left unchecked. 3 members still alive for Noble. 4 still for eUnited. Mike blinks in.
Blinking in is PBM.
The
chains is not enough. Stealth is able to dash away, but BaRRaCCuDDa is trying to find the chase. I think Stealth knows about this. BaRRaCCuDDa, he needs to find the hammer.
He missed it.
Not on
the
the mark.
backstep.
The dash.
How did he get out of that? I don't even know how he pulled that off. That was hot.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah,
I
that was
actually
dope.
have goosebumps there. He just needed to get off one in hand after teleporting to that hammer, but the dash was just in the nick of time for Stealth, surviving that one, still keeping Noble in the game. They keep all 3 Phoenixes alive despite losing 2 for 1.
You know
because
what?
they killed Panda.
A lot of people try and give Stealth some bad press, man. But this kid now and again just shows you what he's got in the tank. Whether Twitch chat likes you or hates you, any given day you can have an amazing performance. And that, actually, his survival there was so important.
Okay, so you remember how you said over-under on the last game?
Yeah.
Can I take that back?
No, it's too late now, totally, by the looks of it. I mean, we didn't even agree on how much are we betting anyway? Did we decide?
I'll give me 6 gems.
Give me 2 weeks worth of gems. Okay, yeah, 6 gems.
That's
the same.
6 gems.
Same thing, right?
Yeah, same
cool.
thing.
Okay, 6 gems. Oh, I could be in profit this week. Could be a good week. The best news is, Tully, I mean, you've still got Flashpoint and LG to cast after this.
That should be an interesting
The fun
one.
don't stop.
The
I
fun
don't think it'll go
never stops.
that late compared to this set, but we'll see. You never know. It's been crazy so far.
I mean, what could be crazier than this game, right?
I don't know. I've seen some madness in my time. You'll never know if we see a throw towards the end. 18-18, 46 minutes in a 10 seconds time. Gold doesn't matter. Experience does not matter. The Fire Giant, though, that matters. This Portal Demon may help out a team too. Noble have held on to this game multiple times. 3 Fire Giants we've seen eUnited have round their waist. 3! And 3 times the base has been held by Noble.
They only lost 1 Phoenix so far.
That's really
and they've
impressive.
been able to
really
keep
impressive.
it alive ever since then. They just can't penetrate those defenses that Noble are just creating this wall here. And this wall is basically Stealth's long-distance artillery shots, whether it's his ultimate or whatnot. And on top of this, just the damage mitigation from Wabin's Rising Dawn and the Scarab's Blessing have been on point this whole entire set.
Might get some good chains off onto Woman. Just going to remove some of that passive in the late game. That passive is pretty useful, I would say, giving some extra shields to his team and himself as well. Fire Giant up in 25 seconds time. eUnited once again in a good position to siege this up. BaRRaCCuDda's busy in the mid lane right now, clearing out minion waves, keeping Noble busy. Noble all grouped on the right-hand side near the tier 2 entrance.
I love what Wowie's doing there. He's utilizing that wall just to spot around the corner of BaRRaCCuDDa, trying to stun out Skilldon and look for a little bit of poke, but a nice little counter step going back south there. Fire Giant still not responding, but now it has Noble looking for a potential opening.
It's just waiting game for both. Polar Bear Mike going to get rooted twice in place. Immediately bolster his defenses though to remove some of that CC chain. And Wubin gets turned on for a second. Tornado from Chaos didn't really do too much there as Benji comes around the corner. Stealth looks for some aggression but can't find the stun with the evade and punish. Fire Giant now started by eUnited.
It's going to go down very quickly.
Very
Tornado has been used. It's already about 50% health, but all the DPS is stopped. Panda Cat is going on to Wubin.
BaRRaCCuDDa though goes onto Stealth and Wowie at the same time. Chaos is in the sky taking a whole chunk of damage. The Aegis on landing keeps him alive. The ring toss isn't available. It jukes out. The Spirit of the Night wins. Skeely's still alive and gets revived.
Going back into the tornado on purpose, but Stealth gets taken out as well. It's a constant
down.
1 for 1. Whether it's Hunter for Hunter, mid for mid, jungle for jungle. PBM gonna blink in. Finding one chain is not enough.
The sash and the ring toss is good. Polar Bear Mike looking for the no escape. He's gonna go down and the no escape doesn't do anything. Aquarius a little bit too far forward now. The rest of Noble at half health have to leave him be. Aquarius had his ult available, so he'll fall back to safety. 3 members still alive for eUnited and confident to look towards the Fire Giant again. But Wobbin and Aquarius, they can smell it. They're going to come in and cause some issues.
They're not going to be able to steal this, but they will stop eUnited in their tracks. They need to focus out Panda and get him to stop damaging the Fire Giant.
Oh, well, Benji taking a lot of poke from this Fire Giant, and Fire Giant will be relinquished by eUnited. Oh, but Noble are going to grab it. Noble are grabbing it, and Benji doesn't know. He didn't turn around. There's a ward though, and VaRRaCCuDDa knows what's up. He's taking
he needs
it up
to go
for
in
him.
Wowie.
Is he going for the steal?
He needs to go for Wowie.
It looks like the steal. He's looking at the steal. He goes in, looks for the double tap. Can he pick it up?
No!
No! Noble get the Fire Giant, and Wowie removes VaRRaCCuDDa from the map.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. Stealth actually revived, doesn't get the Fire Giant buff at the last second.
That's how long the respawns are, man.
Oh my goodness. This late game from both of these two teams are just back and forth action here. I like the style that eUnited originally started the Fire Giant with PandaCat, but as soon as they disengaged there, he even used a dive bomb to jump into the speed buff, and that was a telltale sign that Noble was just going to secure themselves a Fire Giant.
This is the first time in the game Noble have had a slight advantage chance here. The Phoenix being pressured down very quickly. Benji on zone duty. Over the wall goes Panda looking for Skeleton. Can't find the ricochet though, but he's distracted him enough. Skeleton could go back in, but not going to commit just yet. The rest of Noble looking for the Phoenix, and they'll get it. In goes Mike.
He's going in, he finds the pull. Spirit of the Nine Winds connects onto 3, but it's just not enough. PandaCat takes out Skeleton though.
The change from Mike, the searing flesh of the support will be burnt off of Stealth. Now Benji goes in with the Lord of the Afterlife looking for Wowie. Tether on 3, Wobbin's in trouble. He's going to get stunned in place. Tornado didn't really hit as much as they wanted to, but Panda's still whacking away on his back. No Fatalis for the Hunter from eUnited to continue the pace of the chase. Wobbin's going to take him on a wild, distracting ride as far away from his Phoenix as he can.
The stun and the slow confirms the love bug from Wobbin. 3 dead, 4 at mid Phoenix. It's up to Aquarius and Wowie to stop all 5 members from eUnited as they're going to start sieging down the left-hand side. I'm surprised they don't go for Phoenix, the right and then end.
Right Phoenix. Right, only Aquarius has his ultimate available here. Polar Bear Mike's pretty low. Aquarius gonna punch him in the face. Benji tanking up this Phoenix because of the mystical mail. Aquarius pays attention to PandaCat though. Phoenix is getting very low and Phoenix will fall down. eUnited come in. PandaCat goes in on Wowie. In goes the ultimate from Aquarius though, and Wowie takes out PandaCat. Chaos, however, cleans up Aquarius. 4 members strong.
They're going for
they
it.
can end.
They're going for
win?
it. Reviving in 8 seconds is Skeleton. The Titan is actually at about 50%
Wowie,
health.
Wowie gets 1. Wowie gets 2. He's looking for the 3rd. He's looking for the 4th. Quadra kill for Noble. Wowie versus the world, and the world falls down.
Noble, they get the deicide. They got the first game. They're going for victory number 2. That's it.
That's gotta be game. Yeah,
that's it.
Can I stop talking now?
Yes. Let's just listen.
Ooh,
Let's just listen to these VETs.
I agree. Let's just sit in peace because that was a hell of a game. Hell of a game. 2-0 to Noble.
Let's pay our press F in chat to pay the respects to eUnited.
Credit to Wowie though at the end there. Even with minions, eUnited couldn't bring down the Titan in time. Really awkward situation for eUnited, who were led in this game so long, Tolly, but not long enough.
Wowie, man. Just wow. That's the only thing I could say about that.
Just wow indeed. The benefit of having a Cernunnos on your team, very useful.
Absolutely here. Just keeping his dreams alive here. 1v4. Aquarius sacrificing himself. Very much aggression here from PandaCat. He dove trying to kill Wowie actually, which was a little bit miscalculated, that he put himself in a really awkward spot by using that dive bomb.
What did we say at the end? What we were saying was whoever makes the best individual play or makes a mistake loses the game. I think Panda diving in there for Wowie, that was highlight if they won the game based off that play, but they lost it because Wowie lived and makes a huge defense. Let's watch it from Wowie's point of view.
So he's actually boxing against Benji against the Thorns there, and then here comes PandaCat. Wowie respects the fact, buys him some time, dashes defensively away there after the kill, using the dash to actually confirm the kill.
And here's the last stand. He kills 4 people here. Focuses on the nearest target. Mag's ulting him, so he's like, well, swing away. But then they bring him in melee range. You don't want a Cernunnos in melee range. And he sustains through the damage and picks them all up.
With 5% health, too. I'm bamboozled. Crazy. I am actually bamboozled.
Oh, we got an interview, too? Why not? Stealth, how you doing?
Me. Hey.
Hey. How's it going?
What's going on? Good.
That was a
crazy set. I thought Wowie needs to be here. Did you see what he just did?
That was amazing.
He killed everybody.
In fairness, though, Stealth, I did see a cheeky play on Panda Cat around that middle Phoenix there. Wasn't really caught on camera cleanly, but you one-shot him.
I did. Yeah, I helped. I sometimes help. Wow, we really just carried so hard that game. That was all him, the last game.
Really? Well, congratulations on the two. How's the team doing now? Because obviously you've had a lot of roster changes, you guys, and you're trying to find your own freedom and your position in the league. How's it feel after that set?
It feels pretty good. We've been losing quite a bit. We were 0-6 at the start, and then we've had two pretty good SPL games here. Two pretty good SPL sets. Wednesday and today, and we're doing great.
That's all it's going to take.
Great. We're all friends. We're all happy. Things are going really good.
Sorry to interrupt you. That's all it takes. You find these 2 set wins. This is the momentum that I feel you guys can easily take over in week 4 and 5. How are you guys taking this time now to prepare for your next opponents?
Honestly, I don't even know who my next opponents are. I have to look at the schedule. We are playing it a day at a time. We're thinking about our wins. We're thinking about how we play each game. We're not getting too ahead of ourselves. We're not trying to think, okay, so end goal, we win all our games, we go to Valencia. We don't want to think about that yet. We need to take it one step at a time. We're going over VODs, we're going over comms, we're going over everything. Things are going great, we're having a great time.
So can you tell me a little bit about that second game, just a little bit more, because you guys were on defense for a long period of that game. 3 Fire Giants in a row, you surrendered to eUnited by choice or by not. But after those surrenders came through, what exactly were the changes with you guys? What did you have to do on defense, basically? Was it called there, just defend as best we can, or you thought you could take it at Phoenix's?
I don't know, our defense was going really good. We were giving them Fire Giant, knowing that we would probably be able to defend. And we were just hoping that we'd still be able to defend the fights. Our defense was way better than our Fire Giant fight was, so we just wanted to defend a lot more. And we try to just catch people out that way, because Thoth has a ton of damage and he's great for defending. Well,
it works out so well for your Stealth and you guys on Noble. Any shout-outs you want to give before we let you go?
Absolutely. Number 1 shout-out, Wowie. He legit gave us that last one. Just the craziest thing. Shout out to Noble. They're a great sponsor. They're rooting us on through all this too. And Skilled and Wubbin and Aquarius, they're great teammates. And lots of improvement coming from them. And I have like a baby due in 3 weeks.
You do?
So shout out to that one.
Congratulations.
Middle name Hindu, right?
Middle name.
That's right. That's what it is. Totally the first name.
Yes.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for joining us, Stealth. Congratulations and good luck with the baby. And good luck for the rest of the split for Noble. I broke a sweat. That doesn't happen often with casting, but that's how good that set was, Tolly.
I mean, that's what happens whenever the action like that concurred. You see how we just 1v4, and I'm just still shocked. I can't wait to see this next set, too.
Well, 2 more sets still to go. It's LG versus Flashpoint up next. I don't expect an hour and a half of gameplay. We'll find out, though. Maybe Flashpoint have something in the bag. We'll be back after the break.